Buckeye fans, where has this defensive line been early on in the season? Anthony Maglin here with another quick game show on Ohio State Buckeyes on SI. Tonight we're talking defensive line, specifically defensive end. That was a huge issue on Saturday night as the Buckeyes fell to the Oregon Ducks 32-31. We discussed it in our film review episode on Sunday morning. If you haven't caught that, go check it out. It's on our page here. But one of the huge issues for the Buckeyes was not their secondary. Yes, Denzel Burke struggled. It was not their offense. The offense was pretty awesome. It was not their linebackers. It was their front four. Dillon Gabriel, quarterback for the Oregon Ducks, had all the time in the world to get through his reads and deliver accurate and timely footballs because he was under no pressure at all. And that goes to a lot of guys, but the two that were the most concerning was JT Tuimoloau and Jack Sawyer. And a stat that caught my attention today as I was just kind of aimlessly scrolling through Twitter during a little break in the day was that to this point in their career, in 7 seasons, combined in 7 seasons, that's 3.5 seasons for both guys. Jack Sawyer and JT Tuimoloau have combined for 30.5 sacks. In just 3 seasons, former Buckeye Chase Young registered 30.5 sacks himself. This tweet came from John Rhodes at JRS_rankings on Twitter. Does good coverage of the Ohio State Buckeyes. But just a shocking stat there. And it kind of goes to show you that, hey, these two guys, and what's concerning for me is that these two guys came back for their senior season with high hopes in mind, right? The first was to win the Big Ten. The first was to beat Michigan. Second was to win the Big Ten. Third was to win the national championship. And yes, Ohio State has all 3 of those goals in front of them. But for these two specifically, at what point do you start scratching your head and having questions about, like, hey, where is this production? Where is it going to be? We were so excited for this defensive line to really get after quarterbacks and make opposing quarterbacks' lives hell all year long, but it just hasn't showed up in the big way, especially against the better teams on this Ohio State schedule. And for the Buckeyes, if they want to get where they want to go, it's going to come down to this front four. They were touted as a group that's going to be able to control football games and control the physicality of football games, and they've yet to do so to this point. So a lot of time left to correct it. The first step in that is a matchup against the Nebraska Cornhuskers, who are going to come in. They're going to want to throw the ball with their all-star stud 5-star quarterback Dylan Raiola. And their weapons on the outside as they try to make a statement and get a huge win for their program. But they got to do it in Columbus against this Buckeyes team who's going to be angry, who's going to be mad, who's going to be coming off a loss that they want to get that tough taste out of their mouth. So to do that, I want to see this defensive line really take a step up. And specifically, I want to see these defensive ends take their game to another level, a level that they're capable of getting to, and a level that should be the standard and should be expected out of those guys. So as we get you set for that game, it's in 2 weeks. Ohio State's going to be on a bye this week. We got you covered with so much content on this page. We got videos just like this that you can get in and out with while you're cooking dinner or doing whatever, taking the trash out. We can get you in and out with some of these quick ones. We also have some longer form videos. We hit you on Tuesday and Thursdays as we preview the upcoming opponent. Then on Saturday, we got you covered all day long with pregame shows, postgame shows, all of the press conferences from players and coaches. We get you covered here wall to wall. And then on Sundays, my favorite day of the week, we jump into the film room. We dive into what happened on Saturday, how the Buckeyes fared in their matchup, and we bring it all to you from a coach's perspective. You get to be in that locker room. You get to be in that film room and hear what a coach would say if it was you on the film room. So subscribe to the channel. Get alerted every time we drop a new video. We love doing this. We love you guys hanging out with us. We also have written content. Head over to our site, si.com/college/Ohio State, where we got you covered wall to wall as the Buckeyes get set for a huge stretch run where they look to make up for a tough loss last week. They got 2 big games coming right out of the bye week against Nebraska and against Penn State. So a lot coming your way, especially here on all of our pages. So we appreciate you hanging out with us. And as always, go Bucks.